These are our standing 2-arm rows using a cable machine. It's a strength stabilization exercise. We're going to be targeting the muscles of the upper back. Couple of key points. We've got the feet hip width apart, nice and parallel through the middle. The knees over the second toe. We've got a neutral hips, which gives us this nice neutral spine, ears in line with the shoulders. Okay, strip and get into position. We're going to go from high to low to begin with. This is going to put more emphasis on the lower trapezius. So we get soft, we get slightly flexed ankles, slightly flexed knees and hips. Cores drawn in, glutes switched on, so we're nice and stable. Lumbar's nice and neutral. We've got a bit of thoracic extension through here. Note, we've got good shoulder retraction, really good adduction of the scapula. The ears are still in line with the shoulders. Core switched on. Good. We can change this position now. If we bring the cables down, we can start to target the mid traps. This is what helps us bring the shoulder girdle back in everyday posture. So we get set, slight flexion through the ankle, through the knee, through the hip. Core switched on, glutes engaged, lumbar's nice and neutral, slight extension through the thoracic. What we note, we've got good retraction of the shoulder girdle, good adduction of the scapula. Now note also, because we're using independent weight stacks, we want to make sure that both shoulders are moving equally. One isn't hiking up, which we may find some dominance in some people. Ear stays in line with the shoulder, core switched on, really good, and we're really opening out that chest. We can also move down now. If we move down, we start targeting the upper portion of the trapezius. Should get set. Exactly the same teaching points that we're looking for. Now bear in mind, in everyday life, the upper traps are quite dominant. So we want to think about, is this an exercise relevant for my client? Is this going to exacerbate a condition already? We get set, slight flexion through the knee, slight flexion through the ankles and the hips, cores drawn in, glutes are squeezed, a neutral lumbar, and we've got this row position. We can see through the contours of the t-shirt, the upper trap's doing a lot of work through there. Again, we're using independent weight stacks. Let's make sure that the shoulders are moving in a good alignment. Most important thing for me, chin's tucked in, and we've got a good neutral alignment through there. Core switched on. Brilliant. Just take a relax. A couple of faulty movement patterns we may see, a couple of compensations we may see during the row. If the stack's too heavy, the load's too heavy, you may see an exaggerated curvature through the lumbar. So your client's basically leaning back and pulling through with the lower back. We may see the upper or the thoracic flexing forward and rounding forward, switching off, pushing the chin forward, just throwing the whole movement out of whack. And we're starting to find these upper traps, which are generally dominant in most people, kicking in regardless of the position of the cable. Good form should look like this. So if we start from the lowest portion first, get set, nice flexion through the ankle, through the knee, through the hip, core switched on. We've got a neutral lumbar through here. We've got good retraction of the shoulder girdle, good adduction of the scapula. From the contours in the t-shirt, we can see the upper traps dominate the movement. What I'm happy with is the ear stays in line with the shoulder. If we move to that mid position, we can again, like I said, target the mid traps. Get set nice and safely. And again, exactly the same teaching points we're looking for. A little bit of flexion through the ankle, through the knee, through the hip. Glutes squeezed, core switched on, lumbar's neutral. In this position, we've got a little bit of extension through the thoracic, but we've got great retraction of the shoulder girdle, really good adduction of the scapula, and we're opening this chest out. Core switched on, ear stay in line with the shoulder. And if we move to the top position, we can target the lower trapezius. The mid to lower trapezius are the two areas that are not very dominant in people. They need some work, so we would recommend the high and the midline for most to begin with. Have a look, same checkpoints, a little bit of flexion through the ankle, through the knee, through the hip, nice neutral lumbar, bit of thoracic extension. Note now we can see the difference on the contours. The upper traps are staying relaxed and down. We can see the lower traps are doing some work by keeping that shoulder girdle down, opening the chest out, ears in line with the shoulders. Just relax there. Brilliant. Those are our rows using a cable.